Hey everyone, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my friends around the world. If you're new here, we'd be honored to have you join us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Allahu Akbar. Breaking. Russia has responded after the United States launched strikes on 3 Iranian nuclear sites on Saturday, June 21st. According to reports, Moscow warned that the US attack on Isfahan, Natanz and Fordow could actually lead to a major war. Several countries are reportedly ready to supply Iran with nuclear warheads. The Jerusalem Post, citing former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, said that Iran will continue enriching nuclear materials and developing nuclear weapons. Because of the US strikes on those 3 key Iranian nuclear sites carried out by American B-2 bombers, some countries are now preparing to send nuclear warheads to Tehran. Meanwhile, the Russian Foreign Ministry strongly condemned the US attack, calling it irresponsible and a violation of international law. Moscow urged an immediate end to the aggression so that diplomacy could resume. Reports say the US went into panic mode after hitting the 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. Iran responded by threatening to target American citizens across the Middle East. As someone sarcastically said, "Trump, you may have started this war, but we'll finish it." The State Department issued an official statement ordering the evacuation of diplomatic staff, especially in Iraq and Lebanon. There are growing concerns that Hezbollah may get involved in both countries. These groups have previously warned that if Iran is attacked, American interests will be fair game. This evacuation is a precautionary step following escalating tensions. The US government has said the security situation in the region is becoming increasingly unstable, especially at important American facilities in the Middle East. The pullout is expected to affect day-to-day operations at the US Embassy and consulates, limiting services like visa processing and help for US citizens. However, the US insists that diplomatic operations will continue. In the aftermath of the United States strikes, several mysterious Chinese planes were reportedly seen flying near Iran. Sources say these were cargo planes, possibly transporting weapons. Over the past week, a Chinese Boeing 747 has been spotted going back and forth into Iranian airspace. Flight radar data from Channel 24 shows at least 5 Chinese flights to Iran since June 14, 2025. This raised alarms that the Chinese Communist Party might be secretly sending weapons via cargo planes. According to Fox News, while some of these planes claim to be heading to Luxembourg, none of them actually entered European airspace. Instead, they flew from northern China to Kazakhstan, crossed Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, and then vanished from radar as they neared Iran. Experts believe these planes are used for strategic military transport, indicating that China may be helping its ally Iran. Still, Fox News couldn't independently confirm the exact destination or mission of these aircraft. Brent Greenway, director at the Heritage Foundation Center for National Defense, stated that China has already become one of Iran's key allies. Since Israel was the first to strike Iran, China has repeatedly protested to Tel Aviv, even though it hasn't publicly backed Tehran. In response to the United States attack on the 3 Iranian nuclear sites, Iranian ballistic missiles were launched at Tel Aviv and Jerusalem early Monday, June 23rd. A massive explosion was heard, and several people were reportedly injured. According to reports, Yemen also joined in the strike in solidarity with Iran. The attacks caused panic among Israeli civilians who rushed to bomb shelters as air raid sirens went off, waking them in the middle of the night. Sadly, many civilians were injured and left in shock. The explosion rocked both Tel Aviv and Jerusalem, with tremors even reaching the West Bank. This was Iran's second attack, following an earlier barrage of about 30 missiles. North Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, also responded on Sunday, June 22nd, condemning the United States and warning them through a foreign ministry spokesperson the next day. Pyongyang described the United States attack on Iran's nuclear site as a serious violation of international law and national sovereignty. According to North Korea, the reckless actions of both the United States and Israel could lead to dangerous consequences. The Middle East conflict could spread. Tensions in the region might soon spill over into other areas. The United States said its recent strike on Iran wasn't meant to destroy Tehran's nuclear program, but instead to send a strong warning. Washington also insisted it had no intention of overthrowing the Iranian government. However, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, made his first appearance after the attack, posting a strong statement on his official X account. He shared an image of a skull with a Star of David on its forehead, which was clearly a symbol condemning Israel. He declared that both Israel and the United States are now being punished for their, quote, major crimes. His advisor, Hossein Shariatmadari, went even further, threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz if provocations continued. That warning caught the attention of the international community. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom raised its military alert level following the United States strike on Iran. British forces stationed in Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates were ordered to be on high alert. The British Ministry of Defense warned that their bases could be Iran's next targets. In response, extra fighter jets were deployed to a British airbase in Cyprus. Things got even more intense when Iran shot down a sophisticated Israeli Hermes drone. Then came the retaliation. Iran launched attacks on 2 United States military bases in the Middle East in response to the airstrikes on its nuclear sites. The 2 bases, Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar and Ain al-Assad in Iraq, were targeted with several short and medium-range ballistic missiles. Iran called the operation Promise of Victory. According to reports, Iran gave Qatar a warning in advance to minimize civilian casualties. The United States air defense systems at both bases were able to intercept most of the missiles, and fortunately no casualties were reported. Still, the attack seriously raised tensions across the region. The United States immediately evacuated non-essential diplomatic staff from Iraq and Lebanon as a precaution. President Donald Trump held an emergency meeting in the White House Situation Room to assess the crisis. In a rapid reaction, several countries, including Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, and Iraq, shut down their airspace. Russia and China both called for de-escalation and criticized the United States military actions. United States allies showed support but continued to push for diplomatic solutions. This entire escalation shows just how easily regional conflicts can spiral out of control and how they might impact global stability. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned to S News. Watch our upcoming videos and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.